So, Justice, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your name?
Hi, Jude. Once again, thank you so much for having me. Right. Uh, Great work you guys are doing at PixelPai. It's really, really amazing. My name is Justice Eneje. A bit about myself is I'm a tech entrepreneur, right? Um, and a digital marketing aficionado, right? So I pretty much play in both the regular Web2, as we would call it, right? The regular tech Web2 and Web3 space. Having worked on projects across NFTs, social fi products, and video games as well, and even animation, right? I launched an NFT in 2022. My team and I we launched an NFT called the Alkebulan Tribe in 2022. We did about 20K on that one, and then with that, we used that to further go down our roadmap of creating a whole animation and gaming universe. To which Tribe Temple, which is the name of our animation studio, was born, right? And also our sister company, Juju Games, which is a game studio, right? So that's just a little bit about myself. On a day-to-day basis, I run a digital creative agency, WP, that offers digital solutions to businesses and individuals from Web2 and Web3 space, whether VR, AR, that's augmented reality, animation, video games, and etc. So yeah, I think that's just myself in a nutshell.
Yeah, thank you so much, Justice. I know during your introduction, you mentioned about one of your products called Juju Games. I mean,
Yeah.
this sounds so interesting, and I believe that our guests, they would like to know more. What does
About
the game is all about, and all about that. So what actually inspired you to the latest game, which is the Juju game, and how did you bring your ideas to life?
Okay. So Juju Game is an African indie game studio, right? Of which we have our latest game product is called Vodou, right? Juju Games, Vodou. For those who may not be familiar with it, Juju is a Nigerian term for black magic, right? But our game is also called Voodoo, and Voodoo is a popular term for also black magic as well, right? Now, why so is because we believe that we're using technology to create magic, right? And as Africans, so Juju Game just perfectly fits as the name of our indie game studio, and we are dedicated to telling culturally rich stories, right? That has a global appeal, right? So we're known for our innovative approach towards storytelling, right? And we've even coined our style of storytelling as our Jollof Western, to bring a perfect blend of gritty Western anti-heroes and West African tradition together.
Wow, incredible.
So yeah.
Incredible. Good to know that GG Games has a very great storylines, trying to tell the African story, and I mean, it's quite amazing. I know the name might sound, hard to some people. What do they mean by Juju? What does it mean by games? I mean, so, well, thank you for providing a kind of like context around, uh,
Story. Yeah.
yeah, what
Thank
Juju
you.
is. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so I might have so the next question I wanted to understand from you is like, have you actually experimented a blockchain or NFT in your games? And
Mhm.
how do you actually think that they can actually improve the player experience?
Okay, thank you for that question. That's a brilliant question. So, I mentioned earlier in my introduction that in 2022 we launched an NFT product called Alkebulan Tribe, right? Um, that product, Legend of Alkebulan, currently has like an entire animated series, of which is also going to graduate into a video game. Now, Voodoo Games, which is our current gaming product, right? We are currently also working on a Web3 variant of that game, right? That would include the characters in the game as NFTs. Why so is because of we see we see the long term, right, of blockchain technology here, which is real world assets, ownership, and trustless verifying of assets, across the blockchain. And one thing about games, about video gaming communities, that gamers are really passionate about their characters. They want to own a bit of it. That's why you have people owning skins, owning weapons, and what level of ownership can how can you further make that really big, right? And plugging it into the aspect of blockchain. So what we're trying to do first is deliver and get a very wide audience, first of all accept our product, and then down the line in our roadmap, we're going to also hook it up with the blockchain, and truly allow for it to grow, and be boundless.
Incredible, incredible. Thank you so much. Good to know that you guys are trying to implement blockchain, because blockchain is an underlying technology. Okay. Now
Mhm.
you're also trying to use NFT, to complement the game. Just like as I've said, a lot of guys want to make sure that the games they play, they own the game. And I think that is the power of blockchain. So you play a game, you take control of the game, you take control of your privacy, you take ownership of your data. And like as I've also said that people are so conscious of their character, okay? So you need to make sure that the NFT representation is actually reflects the values and what the games is all about. Okay.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's all about improving the player's experience. Okay. And making sure that after they play the game, they have a lasting impact and values in their lives in a way that there will be a retention. They would like to come back to play the game again. Right?
Exactly. And it truly allows for your game to be truly global, in the sense that you could, a part of blockchain is decentralization, and borderless possibilities, technically. Yeah. So when you book that up for a video game, you literally allow for your story, right? And for the value your users get to live on the blockchain, and that can really blow things up.
Yeah, incredible. Actually, what you have just said is one of the best use case of blockchain technology, because it functions in a way that anywhere you are in the world, there is no restriction. It's a kind of border. Okay, so anywhere you can access the game, you can play the game, and that is very amazing. So it's not like somebody stays in, maybe there is a game in US and somebody stays in Africa. For you to play the game, you cannot even access the tools to play the game because of geographical restrictions. Yeah, incredible. Thank you for that. So I know that the subject of a community is not so common in the Web2 industry. Yeah. So what has been your approach, to building a loyal community of players around your games? I know you mentioned, I think I had you mention, was it video game, or do you have like two games called Video Games and Juju Game? It's just the only game you have now is Juju Game.
Okay, so Juju Games is our company, is the name of the indie studio, right? The name of the video game itself is called Vodou.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Vodou, right? It's based off an African American who was the best police officer. He had the highest number of arrests, right? His name is Bazwave, right? So, but this time, players play in Vodou, players play that character as a bounty hunter, as a space bounty hunter, and the Latin bounty hunter of African descent, right? In a very futuristic African universe. So yeah, so the name of the game is Vodou. To answer your question with regards to community, so building with a community is something that Web2 brands did not figure out on time. That is very, very important. It's always been there, but they didn't put so much value to it until Web3 came in, from NFTs, from especially NFTs. NFT showed the power of a truly strong community, right? And also crypto projects and DAOs, showed what a community can really, really be like. Now, as someone who has played first of all in the Web2 space, in the standard tech space, right? Realizing the power of community is why at Juju Games we are currently building our community on WhatsApp. We currently have a community of over 200 plus people that are testing our game while it's in alpha stage, right? And it's been really amazing because of we've been able to bond with gamers and also talk about technology and also blockchain technology. We usually have even like some gamer nights, from playing Vodou, right? Different updated versions of it, right? And also even playing Call of Duty with our team, or even Among Us, So, and one thing that has really helped us is that community has helped us to get good and insightful feedback about our products, has also given suggestions. I mean, down to our character designs, right? We take polls. We function more or less like a DAO, right? In which we let the community vote on some certain designs. It's just that and towards with that approach, I'll tell you that it's just been up and up because community members bring in their own friends into the project because they really see and like what we're doing. So yeah, I think leveraging community has really been very helpful for us.
Wow, this is amazing. This is very, very good. I mean, you have I like the fact that you're trying to explain that you have played the Web2 games and now you're in Web3. So you can see that in the Web2 there was actually a big difference because Web2 did not understand the power of community building. Okay. Now, but when you look at the entire Web3, the entire product line, the entire use cases, the entire people using the product, it has to do with the community. Okay. And when you build a community, yeah. So when you build a community and you build a product that they love so much, certainly your product is going to fly. So in that way, you have a loyal community players. And they will even recommend their friends to play your games and all of that. And I love the fact that you guys are incorporating DAO in a way that you're not giving the power to the people, okay? In such a way that their decision now matters on how the company is going to be run, okay? Yeah. So if I understand the concept of DAO very well, I know during some couple of years ago I was reading about DAO and all of that. there is a way that the DAO is functioning in a way that they have different rules and criteria, whereby people at these categories or level, they have their vote count. While people at this level, their vote does not really count. So maybe in a way that they have to hold some certain level, maybe tokens, or so they have to belong to some certain stage for them to vote. Because if you're actually trying to, incorporate everybody's opinion, about your product and all of that, it might not work. Okay. But when you have some loyal community that have tested and used your product, when those kind of people actually give you a thought or maybe feedback about your product, when you implement it, it actually enhances the product. So I wanted to understand, in your DAO ecosystem, do you have ranking? Do you have like tokens, people that have the highest tokens? Those kind of people, their say and their vote actually counts. So do you have such strategies or mechanism in places?
Okay, so we've not tokenized our decision making, right? Well, what we allow is for example, what I said in terms of character design, right? Like we allow community members vote on certain things, like for example, the design of one of our characters, Amani, who's a female game character, both the bust or sexiness, right? The musculature of that particular character. We let our community voted on their own views about the character, how they think the character should be like, and this was after testing and playing the game. So currently our community do not make key decisions concerning every aspect, right? But they make key decisions concerning feedback whenever they play the video game.
Oh, incredible. Actually, I love feedback because it's very, very important. It's going to help you to improve on your project, improve on your product lines, because at the end of the day, you are building the product for the users who are those feedback.
Exactly.
Yeah. Incredible. Thank you so much. So where do you see your studio going in the next few years? And what is your dream for the future? So let's say in the next 5 to 10 years, how do you see Juju Games? Okay. Where do you see it standing? Are you planning to bring out more games? Are you planning to have it as, are you also planning to have a Juju Labs? And what are your dreams in the next 5 to 10 years?
Thank you very much for that question. So our dream is to really be a global gaming studio, right? With core that have core African cultural stories in its game production, in its production line, right? And we are definitely moving towards that direction. I would say we have a partnership with Comic Republic, which is one of the biggest comic studios in Nigeria, of which they even got some of their IPs licensed with Warner Brothers, right? And we have a partnership with them, and we did a game of one of their characters called Hero Generation, right? Which was an African superhero again. So we were at Gamerton, and a couple of people played our games and everybody loved it. And so we are more than inspired to keep building what we are building, because there's a growing audience for it, a growing community of gamers, of animation and comic lovers in Nigeria. And we see that future. So we know that in the next 2 years, I'll tell you that Juju Games should be #1 in Nigeria, and in that 5 years, 5 to 10 years, we're looking globally on the same stages with People Can Fly, with Rockstar. Next 10, 15 years, Rockstar is like the biggest gaming company, but we're hoping that as far as both gaming and Web3 is concerned, right, we are going to crush it. We're probably looking at the same level with Yuga Labs in that, say, 5 to 10 years, by God's grace.
Man, thank you so much, man. I like you guys' vision. And PixelPai is always there to support you guys anytime. We're already expanding in the African ecosystem, and we're looking for gaming studio like you guys to work with, especially in the areas of providing you a global compliance, in a way that, you can launch your project, your game can be played anywhere in the world, and you're going to be complying with the global gaming standard, okay? And we look forward to working with you guys. And we're also very optimistic that, Juju Games is going to grow, as you have mentioned, your future plans, okay? It's going to grow and get better, okay? Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us on this. And we look forward to working with you guys more and more in the future.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.